headquarters, Houston, Texas, was released by Special Thing Records in 2009 and is available on Pandora exclusively on Grizzly Bear Station. Holy shit. Follow him on Twitter, IG, and here on Facebook. Oh shit. See you all tonight at 9 p.m. sharp. I'm a really good producer, you guys. Put your hands together for our feature fucking act.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
On the east side of Chicago. In the heat of a summer night. In the land of the dollar bill. When the town of Chicago died.
Knock, knock, Claire. Claire, can I come in?
Come in, mother.
At ease. Claire, oh Claire. Dinner's ready, and it's your favorite duck confit.
Mom, it's 2:30 in the morning. Don't you think it's a little late for dinner? Or should I say, a little early for breakfast? Anyway, I'm not hungry.
Not hungry? Claire, you're not hungry? You're always hungry. A single sandwich for you is like a single tranquilizer dart in King Kong's right arm. As in, you're gonna need a lot more where that came from. La Abim. La Abim, that's French for the bottomless pit. And speaking of, Claire, in Paris, it's actually customary to eat dinner late into the evening.
Mom, you've only been to Paris on a layover.
I was just trying to get to Reno. Somewhere we took a wrong turn. That was one crazy train ride.
You just spent 4 hours in the Charles de Gaulle airport. You never once touched a sensible flat to Parisian soil. All you did was read Golfer's Digest.
And my green game just got that much better. Claire, the cliche goes that us Parisians are Proust-reading, coffee-drinking romantics, but in my experience, it's mainly hitting the button for the baggage conveyor belt and body scans.
Mom, you've already told me the story about how you couldn't find the baggage conveyor belt at first.
Have I told you these new essays? Claire, don't you want to read my new book?
New book? What the heck is this? Tropic of Cancer 2 by Mom Pellegrino. Forward by Henry Miller.
That's a big get.
I am living at the airport Chili's de Champs-Élysées. There is not a crumb of dirt anywhere, nor a chair misplaced. We are all alone here, and we are dead. Well, it's an auspicious first line.
And it's true.
Now we shall have a vessel in which to pour the vital fluid, a bomb which, when we throw it, will set off the world. What's that mean, Mom?
Oh, I masturbated with an apple. It was Paris.
Mom, I'm gonna upchuck. That's so gross. And you didn't even do that in Paris. You did that at my going away party. With my going away apple. Mom, this book is 12,000 pages long with 4 footnotes.
And there's that ruthless editing. Hey, Claire, I got an idea. Maybe you could stay at home with me and help me edit my new book. I'm sure the Army would excuse you from duty. Don't you remember when all you talked about was wanting to work for Random House?
Mom, I still want to work for Random House. But the house is America, and in that house lies a room, the war room. And it's the most random of all the rooms. And that's where I belong, in summation, the war room, or fighting for the army, as it were.
Claire, this war, it's just so horrible and it's just so brutal. And the side you're going to fight for, is it the good guys or is it the bad guys? I can never remember. Claire, When you and do you remember when you and Colt self-published that book of poetry? I really liked that.
Your little editor is dead. Long dead. It's time you accept me for who I am. Your little general. Mom, I know you think I should stay, and, you know, I don't know. You have to accept that my train comes for me in 5 hours or 7:30 military time. I just really think that shooting at people and blowing things up is my calling. I promise I won't get blown up or shot.
I know Clappo would be proud.
Thanks.
I said I'd quit. No one smokes in Paris. It's strictly prohibited inside the airport. Clear? Maybe you could share these cigarettes with your troop friends.
Gee, thanks, Mom. I think they'll like them.
I'll have breakfast for you in the morning, French toast.
Well.
Ti amo. Oh, and Claire, I should mention something. In Europe, it's customary for mothers to have body hair. And for me, it's coming in patchy. I gotta
go. And just like that, my childhood is done. Gone. Those dreamy summer days when the sun shone bright and hot, and the roads would blister and steam, sending eerie waves high into the sky, like souls ascending up to heaven. I used to imagine the heat would melt my bike as I rode, melt the rubber right off, then the spokes, then the pedals, then the seat. I'd wonder, at what point do I fall? Maybe if I pedal fast enough, I never will. But stupid Claire, everyone falls. Everyone melts. Everyone is gone. Clappo's gone. Colt is gone. Melted. Gone. Alas, poor Clappo. I knew him, Big Skull. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy, and Nevada's top tight end. Where be your jibes now, your gambles, your tuna casserole? Ooh, maybe I should have taken up Mom on French dinner. Ow! Colt, why'd you hit me in the stomach with this baked potato? My mouth's up here.
Well, I had to get your attention somehow, and I'm not going to throw my big rock at you. Or the gravel.
Where'd you come from, the quarry?
No, quarries are extremely dangerous places to swim. Steep drop-offs, flooded equipment, submerged wire, industrial make swimming risky.
Well, do you want to come up?
Do you see him? Gee, it sure has been a long time since I was here last. Claire, I really like how you've redecorated the place.
Thanks.
Moving that picture of your grandmother over there looks really good.
Thank you. I thought about putting it there. Colt, when did you get back in town? If I had known you were coming, I would have worn my tuxedo uniform. How are you doing? How's Calvin?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Calvin and I broke up a few hours ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's for the best. It's just, you know, honestly, I'm sorry with how everything ended between us, Claire.
Well, you know, it was a long time ago. You have nothing to be sorry about.
I just really had to leave lovesick, you know? All I've ever wanted was to get out of this stupid town.
And you did.
And I'm back now. I suppose everything gets old, even new places.
Yeah. Did you hear him shipping off tomorrow?
Oh no. I'm too late.
Too late for what? Usually there's 15 minutes of previews before the movie starts.
The previews are my favorite part. Oh no. Claire, maybe there's a way I can convince Claire that the war is immoral and she'll stay. The Claire I knew never had a soldier's
I've
heart.
always had a soldier's heart and a soldier's courage. I've always preferred violent trench warfare to fancy trench coats. And I've always preferred boot camp to wearable boots. That's just the kind of girl I am, a tomboy.
You really don't want to be an editor anymore? Remember, all you talked about was wanting to work for Little Brown.
I still want to work for Little Brown, Colt, but the little is America, and in that little lies a room.
Remember how we would sit on that terracotta roof of yours? For hours on those terracotta tiles, we'd waning under the moon.
Yeah,
Under the glow of the moon.
dreaming of our future.
Speaking of our futures, as if they'd never come.
We were kids upon a time.
And that one night we raided your mom's liquor cabinet and drank the Moldovan vodka.
Yeah, that's right. My mom was going through one of her Moldova phase. My mom and her phases.
We got so wasted on that Moldovan vodka, we put Moldovan lampshades on our heads.
And then we stumbled out onto those aforementioned terracotta tiles.
And that was the night we did the nasty for the first time.
There's that lyrical phrasing. And after, we said we'd be together forever. First love naivete, I suppose.
I wrote a poem earlier today. I don't know if you'd want to hear it.
Yeah, I guess.
I have in my hand only a wet cry, only a quaking lurid mood, a piercing dirge unto the bone. Love has a nasty way of devouring how we shift and turn and curve, and when it is gone, how we rise, how we can't rise when love is gone. Only the erect rise, an impossible excess when love is gone, after the dust we rest. What do you think, Claire? Do you like it?
Yeah, I have a few quick edits.
I have in my hand only a baked potato, fully loaded. I dig my sport deep in, piercing, digging. Claire has a nasty way of devouring what is full of sour cream and scallions, cheddar and bacon. Potato and potato and potato, we feast. Claire, it's so much better now. Jesus. That's incredible. Whatever so could have inspired you.
Colt, do you want to go sit out on that roof like old times?
Old times.
My love has no beginning, my love has no end. No front or back, and my love will bend. Loving you. And you don't know how I am.
Only the erect rise, an impossible excess. When love is gone, after the dust we rest. Calvin, do you like the poem? You don't think it's any good, do you? You can't even pretend.
No, Colt. I like the poem. It's good. It's just not about lunch, that poem. It's about yearning. I liked when your poems were about lunch. That's why I loved your last volume of poetry so much. Pocket poetry series? Surely this couldn't fit into anyone's pocket.
Well, if you think my work has become so tired and derivative, then maybe you should take me somewhere new. The only times we leave the pied-à-terre anymore is to attend funerals.
Well, I don't like going to those funerals any more than you do. In fact, I hate that all my friends are blowing up in their Stanley steamers.
I need to be in a place that inspires me, a place that'll set a bomb off in me, creatively, like France or the La Brea Tar Pits.
Colt, I'm 83 years old. I've been to those places, done those places. I've set off bombs before, creatively.
Can this retired man just eat a nice meal?
Stink bombs, probably.
I like it in my pied-à-terre. And to be clear, they were hand grenades. I used to be a weapons guy.
Calvin, I'm dying here.
Oh yeah, I'm that much of a geriatric bore.
No, you're not listening. I'm literally dying here. A couple weeks ago, I found a tumor on my back. This huge, awful baseball-sized tumor.
Oh no, Colt. Not a tumor. Anything but a tumor.
Well, it turned out I'm not dying at all, and it turned out I'm gonna live. And it turned out to be, it wasn't a baseball-sized tumor. It was just a baseball-sized baseball. And it wasn't on my back, but it was in my left hand. I only thought it was on my back because I was holding it like this. Calvin, 2 weeks ago, I was brought into relief pitch for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And how'd the old Southpaw do?
Terribly. They really had my number that night. I gave up 9 runs in 2/3 of an inning. But
That's not good at all.
this death scare, this ass whooping, I was really reminded of where I belong in life.
And where do you belong, Colt? If not on the diamond, then where?
When I was out there on the mound, my cleats covered in dirt, my jersey covered in noxious pit stains, all I could think about was love. What a gift love can be, what a trial. I've been in love, Calvin, with someone else, and I think you were too. And though I've come to cherish our quiet companionship together, I've realized that what we have is not the same love I knew. It's special and it's patient, but it's not love.
When my wife Alice was sick, I used to wonder what it would feel like when she was finally gone. And I've been tired and I've been lonely, but I see now she's not gone. I'm still in love with her. She's just stuck with me. That's just what love does.
Calvin, nobody could get over Alice. She was one special professor.
My advice to you is that if there's someone who's stuck with you like a dry brisket in the teeth of the heart, then there's no time to waste, and there's no reason to waste it.
What if she's mad? It's been so long. I'm afraid I really messed things up this time.
Colt, you just have to try.
I think if I leave before this scene is over, I can catch the next train to Nevada. The 7th most extensive state in the U.S. and the home of my love. Thank you, Calvin. Just thank you.
Colt, we had one beautiful year together, and for that I am grateful. The ride from New York to Nevada via train is a whopping 2 hours. Here, take this light snack.
Smoked mussels. Thanks, Calvin. Oh, and Calvin, Alice may be dead and covered in nutrient-rich soil, but your life isn't. It's never too late to open your arms to dynamism, to expand your tiny world. Travel again, Calvin. I know you want to. See ya, Calvin.
Oh, don't forget your baked potato.
There's no way you can't stop your feelings sometimes. You can drive it leave true in the end. You can drive it leave true in the end. Darling, your hearts will sing the messages of love. If you take go home and leave
Gee, you can see all of Leipzig from up here on the Terracotta Roof.
Yeah.
Look there. The lights are still on at Tony Plimpton's convenience at 3:30 in the morning. That's odd. And look there, the hospital. It's totally dark.
Oh, yeah, no, the hospital closes at 5 p.m. now. They found that most of their malpractice happened at night.
That's small town living for you.
God, it is nice to see this view one last time. One last late night look for one wartime boy.
Claire, I've been meaning to say something. I know you think you have to leave, but I just...
But Colt, what? It's my choice. Wait, are you against a woman's right to choose?
No, it's not that at all. Claire, I just don't want to see you cut your beautiful blonde hair. To live to fight, to die fighting. Claire, can't you see that it's politicians sacrificing America's children at the
The hands?
It's a blood sacrifice, paid by tribute, paid by labor to capitalism. I can't believe you, a hungry boy with an editor's eye, would dance the soldier's deadly jig. How long have these wars been going on, and how many are there? 2? 8? And what made them decide on those gaudy uniforms? If anyone made me wear maroon, I would revolt.
Colt, I don't get why you care. You left me, remember? Oh, what's that? I think Calvin's whistling for you. Hurry on back to him. Go back to New York. Leave us small town bumpkins be.
Calvin's in love with a memory.
And you aren't?
I'm in love with you.
You can't say this to me now.
Claire, it's... When Clappo died last year, I was so depressed. I don't know, it was all complicated. I'm sorry I left, but I never stopped loving you.
It wasn't that complicated, Colt. We were all depressed when Clappo died last year. You wanted a change, and you got one. We wrote a book of poetry, lunch poems, and then noted New Yorker humorist Calvin Trillin read it, loved it, and sent you a fan letter inviting you to live with him in New York City. You took him up on his offer, dropped out of the 11th grade, and shacked up with him in his pied-à-terre. And now this is the first time I've seen you in over a year, even though we used to go together. And we're best friends and creative collaborators.
It sounds so simple when you say it, but I just...
But what, Colt? In that time away, I really realized I've never cared much about poetry. Not like you. I just like using my editing knife. And you know, I'm actually giddy thinking about killing my peers at war. Everyone in Rhode Island, watch out. I'm too young to think about consequences. I'm a teen.
Claire, fighting's not gonna bring back Clappo.
Take their name out of your mouth, you fuck.
I love them too, fucker.
I said don't talk about them, Monsieur Fuck.
Claire, you're angry.
If you don't get me pork chops, I'll bite you.
Claire, you're hangry.
Pork chops or die, Barton. Wait a second. What does hangry mean?
It's a portmanteau of hungry and angry. Lay down your gun, sir, and eat this.
Wow, smoked mussels, my favorite. Thanks, Colt.
I'm gonna need a smoke after a scene like that. Oh shit, oh fuck, I'm all out. Hey Claire, would you happen to have a spare cigarette for a friend?
I know you're loyal to Sherboroughs, but consider these Veronica Thins.
Don't mind if I do. Do you have a light? I left my lighter in my other coat.
The lady needeth a light?
I already feel my nerves easing.
God. Do you really think the war is a death machine propelled by the exploitation of vulnerable people? God, to be or not to be a soldier? That is the question.
Claire,
Whether 'tis no
Claire, I'm choking. I think there's a carcinogen stuck in my esophagus.
Well, what do I do?
Heimlich me.
But I can't. My hands are full.
Surely you can put the food down for a second.
I don't know if I can. It's that good.
I'm getting all woozy.
What do I do? Colt's my best friend, and I love him, but this is a new take on a classic soul Meunier that I just can't quit. Oh God, Colt, not Colt too. No, Colt, no! Is there a Viking in the audience? I want him to have a proper Norse funeral. No, he's gone. He's back.
Claire! Claire, you saved me.
Oh, Colt, you're okay.
Claire, Am I really still your best friend, and do you really love me still?
Yeah,
Claire, you're my favorite person in the whole world.
and you'll always have a big place in my elephant-sized heart. No, I can't. I'm still going tomorrow. Colt. I was put on earth to save people, Colt. That's what God showed me when he choked you. La raison d'être is to save those who can't save themselves. I mean, that's the job of the army man. Well, when you're not murdering, you're saving. Colt, I really think you should continue to pursue your poetry. Leave lovesick. I know you can. Pittsburgh's got your name written all over it.
Claire, all the steel in Pittsburgh couldn't replace your touch.
And you know, maybe when I get back, if I get back, we'll reunite. But we're so young, we don't know where our lives are headed yet. We don't even know who we are.
It's so horrible not knowing.
Clappo was our nation's friend, and we wish he'd live again instead of getting killed at war in Maryland. Here's one thing I'm telling you, you can bet your life it's true. If we don't join the war, then Clappo dies again.
Clappo dies if we don't hurt our fellow man. Clappo dies if we forget those who fought were once our loves. Now they watch from skies above. If we don't
forget Clappo dies.
Oh my
God, Paris is so overwhelming. They've really expanded the place since my last visit. Excuse me, sir. I was just trying to get to the Hudson News, and well, what a strange way I took. Do you happen to know where we are?
Well, let's see here.
Oh my God.
Behind us is the Seine River. God, isn't it gorgeous?
It's magnificent. They really do understand something the others don't, the French. They understand the anxiety of the body. At least they admit it exists.
It's funny you say that. My wife used to say something very similar.
What the fuck? She probably stole it from me. It's the last line of my new book.
My Struggle in Paris by Mom Pellegrino, afterward by Karl Ove Knausgaard. Oh,
Huge get.
big payoff. Oh. No, she couldn't possibly have gotten it from this book. Sadly, my wife Alice died 18 years ago.
I'm so sorry to hear that. She sounds like a parallel thinker.
She was. Say, I'm headed to this new Georgian restaurant. They've got the best Georgian food in the whole world. Would you like to join me?
Georgia? But it's only 7:30, a bit early for dinner, don't you think?
Let's call it a mid-afternoon snack.
They've got a word for everything, don't they?
It's this way, just out the back, or if we can't exit through the door, that way.